Hello and welcome back to another live stream. This one's going to be interesting because, well, I just don't know how far we're actually going to get tonight because so far my pre-stream movements are not working out the best. So we'll see how far we get. That's why we're doing it live. You are all warned. I see the chat is already very busy, so let's get looking to see who's here. Terrell's here first. Tony is here for about 30 minutes. Welcome in, Nils. Tony, yes. Tony created this. Tony actually did this same thing yesterday, which was kind of an inspiration for me to do it. And I just ran out of time to do it ahead of time, so we're going to do it live because I know how you all love live demos, especially on this channel. So we shall see what happens. Joe is here. Jeremy is here. Yes, sorry, I was just been running behind all day today, so Grish Labs is here. Building cable at church. That sounds fun. What are you, 1505 Ethernet? What kind of cable are you working on? Everyone's saying hello to each other. Joe's already pushing for the after party, which, you know, when the stream goes awry, that may be fun. And yeah, what could possibly go wrong on a TVJ live stream? I believe the answer is everything. I think that's the answer you're looking for there. He's building cable TV. A full cable channel. So anyway, yes. So, sorry. So what are we going to do tonight? Well, we're going to attempt to build a Proxmox cluster and then add a Q device so that it's a proper configuration. To do that, we're going to have to do a lot of work at a time. And I was trying to move machines over before the stream, and I'm running into issues. And we're going to kind of discuss those issues real quick. And yes, Joe and Tony and I all learned about vibration plates today because Haley did a stream earlier, and you should all check that out. Yes, we had, well, 2 weeks ago, we were both streaming at the same time. So today she did hers earlier, and now I'm live. So yes, we are a dual stream household now. We both stream. Speaking of Haley, go check out her channel right there, right here. Go check it out. Alrighty, so let's switch over to my other screen, and now we're going to kind of go through what I'm doing. So, I should give you an update first. A couple things. This stream is now being sent to you not via the regular FFmpeg way, but this is being sent to you via GStreamer. That's going to be fun to say. GStreamer, and actually, I built it as a service. So this no longer has a GUI, it's just a command line, and now I can do YouTube. And I don't think this will show you anything bad, but so here we are streaming in 1080p mode to YouTube via GStreamer now instead of FFmpeg. And the big difference between the two is GStreamer is more flexible if you're building things around it. It's not, and it's focused more on like live video as opposed to file-based video. And the biggest advantage is when you're using decklink cards, you don't have to recompile FFmpeg with decklink support. You just have to have decklink, the drivers installed when you install GStreamer, and then it'll pick up on that and it'll just add support for it. So it's designed for live streaming. It's designed for video workflows as opposed to FFmpeg, which is a really powerful tool, but more for files than it is for live streaming. So I built a new machine, got rid of my old machine, and do GStreamer. So if you see any issues or you hear anything weird, let me know. I did like 2 short tests with it earlier, so it seemed to work. So hopefully it'll work the whole time. Yeah, we have said for a while now that Puka, our dog, should have had a channel or should have had a Facebook page from like when we got her, because it would be very popular and a successful channel for sure. They were good vibrations. Yeah, Joe even says very good. That's true. Vibration plates, you can get stuff done and not have to move. It moves it for you. So yeah, I'll recommend that you go check it out. So, yeah, so built a new encoder using GStreamer. I'm currently in the process of moving VMs over, but I'm running into some problems using the data center manager because things are just not lining up correctly, and I think it has to do with the IDs. And that was kind of an issue that I didn't really think about too much. But now I kind of wish I had paid more attention to before. So I have to now change my target VM, because basically what's happening is to make a cluster, you have to have every machine off of that cluster. You can't just combine 2 machines or two machines into a cluster. You have to have basically the cluster source, the cluster like master, if you will, and then join another one to it, but it has to be empty. And so I unfortunately have machines on both. So I'm moving all my machines over to the main machine, if you will, and then I'm going to create a cluster and then join the second one to it, and then hopefully we'll spread my workflows back out when it's all said and done. That's the theory. Tried this before, ran into that problem. So yeah, we're gonna have fun. So let's just keep going back to see what other issues we run into. So right now, like I said, I'm just trying to move everything off. Luckily, Proxmox Data Center Manager is capable of doing that really easily for me. I just have to actually give them new IDs. I've always said before that I didn't like how Proxmox relied on an ID, and I still don't. I still think that's a weird way of doing things, but it is what it is, so I have to deal with it if I want to run Proxmox. Tony says, nice stream earlier. Joe says he's getting 2 gig up from 1 tomorrow. It was actually cheaper than what I was paying for 1 gig because it's a new promo. $79 a month for 2 gig internet. Well, that's a really good deal because we pay $70 for 500 megs. But it is a promo, so I'm curious what the price is after the promo. All right, so let's go back to here. Move the Debian machine over. This is probably the easiest way I can figure out to do is just make it into a 2, because none of the machines are going to have IDs of 200 more. Choppy audio. Uh-oh. Hold on. All right. I wonder if that wasn't me moving machines around. Is it better now? So that was probably some sort of performance issue. Yeah, the migration was causing it. I wouldn't. I doubt it was network. Yeah, I mean we only peaked at 116, and this is 10 gig. Um, what is pressure stall? Well, that might be indicative of something. Huh. Ooh, that was bad earlier. I don't know what that was from. That was 1754. Or sorry, 754. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Can I set a priority? Well, here I could just do this too. Shut down. Shut down. I'm kind of annoyed though because I wouldn't think what I was doing would cause that much congestion. I mean, so I don't need this either. Alrighty, well now I'm down to like one machine running on the host. So let's, I guess, try moving. Let's see what happens. Does it do it now? I can't imagine it's doing it now. Look at, I'm guessing the CPU usage is very low right now. Bob says that measures the time system tasks spend waiting for CPU memory and resources. Okay. My guess is that was definitely it. All right, so migration aborted. Why? is my storage is not full. There's no way it's full already. That would be the local FS. Yeah, we're only at 8% usage. Why did that say it didn't move again? That's weird. I don't know what. Oh, it's on. Oh, crap. Ooh, is that going to break something? I'm guessing that's what's breaking. If it breaks again, I'll just delete it because it's just RustFS. It doesn't have to exist. Yeah, storage migration to storage. I did shut it off, didn't I? No, it's still on. That's why. Duh, you can't move it. It's running. I mean, you can, but you can't change types. If I remember correctly, that you can't move. You can't have it change types. All right, so we're gonna do 201, and then yes, now we're gonna move this over. Still broke. I'm not moving the encoder VM. Why? You can't. Can you not move? Hold on. I don't have a 201, so that's not the issue. And if I tell it to do that, it just. If it's got to be. Oh, that's going to be really annoying if that's really the issue. Yep, it's broke. No, I stopped it. The container is definitely not live right now. Wait a minute, there are no containers. That's interesting. The white noise in the background is probably the air conditioning or the heating that just came on. Since I'm 15 feet from the furnace. All right. So you see this RustFS is off. It is currently not running. So why can't I migrate it? The only thing I can think of is that it's thin provisioned and it can't convert it to a ZFS. It's something about, I bet you that's what it has to be. Like, it has to be. Ooh, am I passing through something? I don't think so. No. The only issue is it's thin provisioned. It's on a thin provision. If I move it to storage, if I move it here. So I'm just going to move it off of... we'll see if this works. That didn't work either. Oh, yeah, it did. Now it's on the local ZFS. So now if I refresh this page, move 1, 201, migrate. That's what it was. It couldn't do the translation while in flight, apparently. Because now it's there. That's really interesting. So it couldn't convert the disk type. Oh, crap, I gotta move. Ooh, that's gonna be an interesting move. Do you think I can move the data center manager while it's in flight? Or while it's running? Like while it's actually moving machines? This will be an interesting one. I don't think this will work. Why is it on local? I have some weird storage locations. That shouldn't be on local. I thought you couldn't store virtual machines on local. I must have done some weird shit when I was setting this up. All right, well, we're going to try this one because we know we can't do thin to ZFS. Can we do local to ZFS? This is so going to break. Or not. I don't think this is actually going to work. Because this is the machine doing the migration too. So this has a question. I need to take I should do a poll. How many gigs do you typically give a Linux VM? Because by default, Proxmox does 32, and I'm like, sure, that's fine. You don't typically need that much, but I used to do like 60 when it was all thin provisioned. But I'm just curious. So how many gigs do you typically get a Linux server install? That's the question. So for a server, how much storage do you typically give a VM? I think this actually worked. Wow, that actually, you can move the data center manager while it's moving a VM. That's actually impressive. Like, really impressive. Sorry, I must have missed something. I got the bad audio. Go back up to the thing. All right. So I'm gonna have to lose chat for a second because this one's gonna break. This is the last thing on this host is Windows, which is currently doing um, the chat. So I'm gonna have to shut this down. Move it. And then we're just going to lose chat for a while. Because this one has hardware attached. So I need to remove PCI, remove PCI. Now we can move Windows. Remove the USB device. So we're going to move over here. I think it was on YouTube. That was on House. Okay. Migrate. All right, so I wanted to read back. So Joe says he got a 2.5 gig Unify switch and the new Flex Mini for $49. Terrell is looking for what it's going to cost to upgrade for him. The audio issues, choppiness, blah, blah, blah. Air conditioning. Grish says he typically gives 16 or 32 gigs. Is it actually doing anything? I don't. Yes, it is copying stuff. Yeah, if it's just config files, it doesn't need a lot of space. Jeremy says, depends on whether I'm keeping it around for a while. Nils typically does 30. Terrell says, depending on what I'm planning on using the VM for. Grish points out that PDM is just commands for the host, so migration doesn't actually happen. That's true. That's a fair point. It's just an orchestration tool for an orchestration tool, essentially. Bye, Tony, if you're still here. I probably should not close that window because now I can't tell where we are on the task. Show. All right. Migration aborted. Why did it break? Alrighty, so what did I do? It's definitely off. I got rid of the storage space. Or CDA, I should say. There's no more devices attached to it. I wonder if I had to refresh it before I... migration shouldn't take. There's no ID conflict because I'm making it too. Oh, is there? Did I do snapshots? The snapshot shouldn't move though. I don't think I did snapshots. I did not. There's no firewall rules. Was a backup config. Maybe that's what I did. Migration aborted. Well, that's gonna suck. I really don't want to lose this VM. I mean, it's just Windows, but yeah. Let's just see what happens. It's not actually done. All right. So while we wait for that, one of the things I need to do is I need to go into the GCC and make a new VLAN. I'm going to make a VLAN just for the data, for the cluster network. So I'm going to do part of this offline, at least the login part. So system. We're going to, oops, didn't mean to do that. Let you guys watch that for a second. And then we're going to go over here and set up a new network. Yeah, it's not liking that at all. Oh. I wish I knew why that was crashing. I don't know why that was set up that way. Any ideas why that one is not happy? Given stats? So what we're going to do now is so this is my current setup, if you will, my VLANs and the ranges. One of the things I think I've talked about before is my VLAN ID. I like to relate to the IP address. So 110 is 110 essentially. 220 is 220, and so on and so forth. So I want to make a new VLAN called cluster. Wait, I'm going to do, what am I going to do? I haven't actually used this one yet. I should probably just steal this one. I'm going to rename this cluster. I'm not going to actually give it an IP address because it doesn't need one. So I'm going to do 999. So now I'm going to go into my switches and switch management. And on my... Oh wait, no, I gotta go change the. So what I do is I have in here I have defined under networking. Well, I did this last night, so I haven't done it yet because I deleted it and So I'm going to add it. I'm going to use, see, I defined a cluster network and I used NIC 0. So I have both ports 0 plugged into this core switch on the XCPNG, or not XCPNG. Wow, where do I configure? Wow, it's been a while since I touched this. Where do I configure the actual router? Because they're plugged into the router directly, because it's the easiest place to plug in it. Port info? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute here. How do I change? Sorry, I am really confused all of a sudden. Port configuration. There we go. Jeez, that took way too long. All right, so can you not change the VLAN on the ports? You have to be able to change the VLANs on the ports. That makes no... Oh, wait. Port setting? Yeah, here they are. Oh, they're all set to allow everything. Okay. Hold on a second. I gotta be right back. All right, so I'm plugged into 2 and 3 for now. So I'm going to change this to be 999 and 999. So now my clustered network is going to see the right VLAN, which one of the things I actually do want to do, speaking of changes to the network, is I realized, I forget who I was watching. No, it was Tony. It was Tony, because he was talking about Proxmox Manager, or Proxmox, not Proxmox. Why do I keep saying Proxmox? Nginx Proxy. He was talking about Proxy and be the 1 gig limitation that he was having. And then I realized I have 2.5 gig on this GCC 6010, and I'm not using it. So all my inter-VLAN traffic is 1 gig because it's on a 1 gig port, and then it comes back on the same 1 gig port. I don't know why I ever set it up that way. That was dumb. I should use one of these ports over here and do 2.5 gig and get more inter-VLAN bandwidth, which I thought was, you know, something I should have just done from the beginning. All right, so I'm totally ignoring chat, which is, I hate when people do, so I need to make sure I don't ignore chat. I haven't missed anybody yet. Okay. I really want to know why this VM won't move. It really should move. What if I just did lower the RAM, lowered the processors? Took it down to like next to nothing. Not that it needs all of that resources, but now let's try to move it, because I really don't want to lose. I don't want to lose it. All right, so while that's happening, we're going to go over here. So I'm going to start over from scratch because I don't want to confuse everybody. So I'm going to create a new bridge, and I'm going to call it cluster. And then I'm going to give it an IP address of 172.16. Wait a minute, what's my VPN? Hold on. I want to make sure I don't have a weird overlapping subset. WireGuard. See, good thing I checked, because I almost made it the same subnet as my WireGuard tunnel. So I'm going to do 172.17.1/24. Keep it away from everything. Keep it away from everything else. And then I'm going to add NIC 0 as the port. No gateway. So we're going to create this new cluster VLAN or cluster interface, and we're going to apply changes. We're going to go over here to node 2, and I already did this yesterday, but we're going to change the IP address to match 17.17.2. Okay. So now if we go to the shell and we actually ping 172.17.17, this is the second one, so we're going to ping the first one. We have connectivity. Something worked the first time. Wow, I wish I knew what this was complaining about. Only root can set args command. Well, I don't understand. That's a weird error. I'm just making sure we're not out of space, right? Like this isn't. Yeah, I don't understand. That's really weird. This is my only Windows VM that I've tried to move, so maybe that's the issue. I know this was originally set like this, but the CPU shouldn't matter because I'm not actually moving it live. It is larger than the other ones. I don't know. I'm so confused. Um, Anyone run into this? I don't know. Many of you probably aren't actually doing this. Audio issues again, huh? Well, that was probably because I was changing the networking around. It probably reset the network. Is it cleared up yet, or is it still doing it? So it's this task. This is moving these VM around does not work. GStreamer. The CPU is not even having an issue. Like, I mean, the VM, I should say, doesn't have an issue. I wonder if I could set a priority. Is there a way to set a priority on a VM? I don't see it if there is. Oh, wait, advanced? I'm guessing there's something in here I can change to make it better, but I don't know what it would be. You can set CPU priority in Docker. Well, yeah, but I'm not in Docker right now, so... Okay, well, if this is, yeah, this broke again. All right, well, screw it. We're gonna lose it. I'm just gonna delete it. Anything on there I can't get back. Grish says, I think it's called CPU shared and it has a default of 1,000. Well, I don't see CPU share. CPU shared. It says CPU units, it's set for 100. All right, well, why are these not default? I thought this was default. That is the default now. That's the default. This is not the default. But that shouldn't matter. Wait a minute. Is this that? Do I have to move? this should move it too, though, right? Like, if I'm... CPU weight. Is this still doing it? Well, now I'm annoyed. um, I'm not moving anything. Why is it doing it then? Hi, Curtis. Win 11 on my PVE has CPU type host and Numa turned on. Everything else is default. I assume you mean yours? I'm not even sure what Numa is. Ooh, that's a good question. All right, I went mute. How would I check for the TP? That's a good question about this one. They should be set up identically, but that doesn't mean they are. System. How do I check for TPM? I don't. It should be enabled. I actually don't know. Nodes, storage, permissions. Resources. They're identical machines, so unless I change something in the BIOS, they should be the same exact thing. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm starting to think that. But I wouldn't have turned it off. All right, hold on a second. Let me go back to here. Let's try this. Did that fix it? Am I still having the audio issue? It did not fix it. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's just try this for a second. I'm going to disappear for a while. Bye. Hello again. Is that better? Or is this a... This might be a pass-through issue, like Joe was saying. Okay. Hold on. Bye again. Hello. Should be back now. I don't think it's actually the deck link. I definitely don't think it's a deck link issue. I don't know enough about GStreamer and all that stuff to know if my settings are correct. And I can't show you the settings because my stream key's in it. Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. The audio issue came back for a second? Oh boy. That's interesting. All right. How can I save this Windows VM? Can I export it? I'm curious. I'm thinking it's got to be the TPM. I bet you the TPM's got something to do with it. Can't lock. Oh, that's because that was stupid. Error migration aborted. Sending command config. You could do RescueZilla, that's true. Let's try to break it again. Well, I'm about to break a lot of things right now because it's getting freaking annoyed. Yes, I can't see with that screen so far away. Error, tunnel command. Wow, I don't understand. We aren't bored. Well, that's good. I wonder if I can search that. Obviously, don't need that crap. Let's just try it. Remove the args parameter. I'm not setting any arguments. Am I? Whoa, that's way too big. Holy cow, there we go. Um, Options. Where is the argument? Where's args? I don't see args. Am I missing something? Are you kidding me? You don't think it was the tags, do you? That'd be stupid as hell. I don't see any arguments or whatever they call them. No, I deleted FFmpeg. It was 2 versions behind, and I don't see the arguments we set by the back end. Okay. Add the configuration, man. Be done by the GUI on the command or the command line. Well, we can try this. Sure. What the hell? So it was QM set. What the hell's the GUI, the GUID on this thing? Where do you find that actually? That's a good question. Oh. Copy. So it's QM set GUID. Are you of BMID? Wait, that's BMID. That's like the 102. Not this. I'm sorry. Set 102 args. Right? Is that what it's saying? Yep. Well, that's something. Okay. If that is how easy the command line is to make changes, instead of using the UUID, I actually like Proxmox now for the numbers. If that's holds true, if that's actually what it's supposed to be. So now I'm going to try moving it again. That was actually really easy to make changes to. And I'm sure my audio is all messed up again. Yeah, audio is borked. Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like it's with the pass. I mean, I don't know why the pass through would be getting screwed up. It's it's the same card. It's the same card in the same machine and the same everything. It's just a different software package. Compatibility issue. I mean, that's the problem is I can't. Um, Wait a minute. Actually, it's screwed up again. Let's try moving the clone. This is gonna fail, but I'm just gonna try it anyway. You know what though? Do I have that? Did I save it? Oh, I did. I did save. Um, Import, upload. Select file. Oh, I'm on Wi-Fi. I was like, why is it taking so long? Oh, that's a good idea. I do have that tool. That's a great point, Grish. I don't even know why I forgot about that. Um, Geez, turn on PBS. Start. Ooh, let me True Nils. I know you're. I think you. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get into. Nano test. So in GStreamer, I am currently set up for 0 latency, super fast encoding. There's like no buffer. So that's my line. What should that be? I do, but I could do a restart and it'd be fairly fast. Now I'm attacking this thing like from different angles, and I got different things going on. So where's my task? That didn't work, did it? No. Why did that crash? Did I actually abort that? Like, did I do that on purpose? I don't think I did. Da, da, da. Nil says, I don't know what Superfast does, and their head prompt is 0 latency. Do you have a queue before? I do not have a queue before that. I have queue after that. On the next line of the script, Q and mux are after that. For audio, well, here I can copy this part. Here, let me do this. Copy. So I used ChatGPT to make this script for me, so it could be wrong. There could definitely be a problem with that. What's the default tune? I don't know what default tune is. My audio bit rate's 128, if that matters for anybody. Well, see, but I think you missed the part, Grish, where I'd have to recompile FFmpeg with the SDK built in, and I was hoping to not have to do that. I was just hoping to get an encoder that would work. And so this is making me kind of question that decision, but I like the fact that I don't need to actually recompile FFmpeg to include decklink. It just GStreamer just supports it natively. It's in the script before this. So let me copy the whole script and I'll just remove my string key. So even the clone won't migrate. That's weird. So that's the script that Chat GTP made for me. Which I really like. I actually do like launching it this way as opposed to having to do it with like FFmpeg and a whole bunch of things because it seems a little bit more straightforward. I mean, I could do the same thing with FFmpeg. I probably should have, but nonetheless. All right, sorry. Hope did you guys, everyone see this? Anyone? I mean, I'm betting money. It's not video. I'm betting money this audio convert, like audio convert, audio resample. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's the AAC library. Why are we doing AAC? Shouldn't just be like it doesn't matter. When you look up the audio issues, this is choppy or broken audio is usually a network issue. Pretty sure that's not the case. All right. Whoa, I missed a whole bunch. um, well, yeah, I'm 5994 because that's broadcast. That's 1080p for broadcast. The audio fixed itself? Well, where is it converting to 60? Oh, and but you said that the video wasn't the problem. I think the audio rate's too low, honestly. Change the tune to. Oh, I see. Frame rate's 60 up there. Duh. All right, I'm gonna try one thing real quick just to see what happens. This might break it like crazy. All right, let's see if this fixes it. All right, how about now? Still there. Okay, I don't know. This makes no sense. Well, you said, who said get rid of the sample thing? I don't think the resample is going to fix it. Remove what buffer? All right, how about now? Did I break it entirely? Anything? Bueller? Well, that was turning off resample. That's all I did was remove resample. So, anyway, so PBS, Public Broadcasting System. That was Grish's suggestion, yes. This was my FFmpeg upload, which I guess at this point I'll let finish. PBS should be running somewhere, or no? So this was, you know what though? I actually think there was, I think I know why. The Windows machine was set to back up. I bet you that's why. There's backups attached to it. and they were hidden because PBS was turned off. So if I go into PBS now, where the hell PBS is? Wait a minute, where's the schedule? Boy, I wish I knew this better. Isn't there like a... Shit. Boy, I wish I knew that better. Resampling. Grish is resampling himself now. All right, so there was backups attached to it. I think there was a schedule, but now I'm not sure where the backup schedule lives because I don't remember how I set that up. Where the hell's this backup schedule? Or is just deleting jobs do it? I wish I knew this better. So there's no way to view the jobs? Verify jobs. Oh, here we go. Remove. That was just the sync. That was just that job, though. Probably didn't want to do that. Damn. I probably should have left that one in place because I don't think that was the right one. Prune all. Yeah, there's no sync jobs. I just deleted the verify job. Probably shouldn't have done that, but whatever. Now we're going to try moving this again, because now that we've turned this on, or got rid of the other things that were attached to it, we're going to watch paint dry again. By default, the resampler uses a reduced sync table with cubic interpolation filling in the gaps. This ensures that the table does not become too big. However, the interpolation increases the CPU. So it's a CPU. No, I figured it was a CPU issue. Because as the CPU load increased, even a little bit, it happened. No, the VM did not have an IDE attached. It just had the error message was basically the args. It kept saying the args was wrong. Like it couldn't write args. So, and I forgot that I had a backup schedule attached to it. So, I now deleted all that. At least I think I did. So, hopefully this is now free to move without any issues, but, you know. But I am also curious if the audio is acting up, because this was about where the audio issues would start. And I do find this interesting that I didn't realize that CPUs were only 2 gigahertz. I thought they were faster than that. Migration aborted again. Yay! Is something attached to that VM that points to shared storage? No. I did not do any shared storage. Alright, so let's just, now that we do the back, let's just do a backup. Backup. Backup now. Backup. Well, that's kind of slow. That's 10 gig. You would think it'd go faster. Okay, I know 2 gigahertz is not that fast these days, but I thought these were faster. And I did not have DSL a year ago. I haven't had DSL in... Well, no, we had DSL when we first moved here. So that was 15 years ago. Storage doesn't go faster. Well, it should. I mean, it's all 10 gig. The source is SSDs. The destination right now is a ZFS array. Well, that's true. It's a ZFS array of spinning hard drives. They're Western Digital Reds, so maybe it won't go any faster. I mean, if somebody wants to buy me a new virtualization host or cluster, I'd be happy to, accept it, but that's why we can't have nice things. Hey, as long as the audio's happy at this point, I'm gonna be happy about that, because that really annoys me that was happening. Grish, I wasn't gonna go there, but yes. Oh, Joe, there are days where I consider going back to 720p to see if you even notice. There are seriously days where I've considered going back to 720p just to see if you notice. Exactly. That's what I've always said. You don't need to see me in 720p. And yes, I know it's a screen share, but Is it better to see that or this? Because I would think you at least something's happening here. Well, that just kind of quit awfully fast. Fast. Okay. So content. Um. Okay. Dumb question. How do I get this back on the other one now? Um. Great. Just when this is done. Um. How do I forget how you do this. Um. Backup. Add. No. How do you add it? Um. Oh my god, how do I add a freaking thing to PBS? I have to add PBS to storage, right? Like data center, storage. Where'd Jeremy go? Would Jeremy be great at adding this? Proxmox backup server. This. Shouldn't that connect that automatically? Show copy. I think I did that right. I hope I did that right. Hey, look. VM. Restore. Restore. So, PBS to the rescue. Oh, this is going to be wonderful if this actually works. I mean, it should work. Do do do. No, I'm not gonna play the Jeopardy theme, but I'm sure singing in my head. All right, so excuse me. Ooh, look at that CPU usage. That's a lot of I/O delay. Holy crap. We are pushing limits on that, aren't we? I mean, it is a VM. Probably should have gave it a little bit more oomph. Oh, this is going to take a while. What's my TrueNAS box doing right now? It's probably screaming. It's sitting here doing practically nothing. That little Ugreen box is, it's at 1% utilization right now. That's hilarious. That's funny. Well, I don't think we're going to get this done tonight because this is going to take a while. And I'm not, at this point, I'm not willing to. Although I guess I could assume it's going to work correctly. I don't want to do that. I want to watch it, make sure it's working. But it's going to take a while, and we're not going to sit here this whole time. Alrighty. Any questions before I think I wrap this up because I'm not going to sit here and wait for this to finish. But I definitely do want to get these all moved over and done, and then maybe I'll be ready to go for next time. Oh, hi, Jason's Lab. Slow networking. It's all 10. It's all 10 gig. Both. Um, both servers are 10 gig. The TrueNAS is 10 gig. Wait. No. This is that issue earlier. Fuck. Now audio's messed up. This is only a gig because hold up. Okay, hold on. I think I realized my problem. Yeah, I rebooted the GStreamer, or I restarted the service. Um, sorry, I was trying to figure out where if I had the old settings stored somewhere. I do. See, under FFmpeg, I did have a buffer size, and I don't have buffer in. I don't have buffer in GStreamer. Let me hold on. I'm gonna try something real quick. All right, so I just I realized before on FFmpeg my speed, my preset was fast, not super fast, and I had a buffer size which I don't have on this one. So I need to probably change that a little bit around. Um, so I wish I could. Nils says that there's a CPU on eBay, but I have. Now there's a lip sync issue. I don't have. Well, I had buffer in FFmpeg. There is no buffer listed in GStreamer. Oh yeah, I'm dropping frames now. Alrighty, hold on. How about now? Am I back? Am I working again? I think I am. It says it's running. No dropped frames, so we should be back up and running. But what I was going to say is, yes, Nils, you're right. This is the problem is I'm going through the router because I'm changing subnets, and that is the problem. I just realized it. Like I was replying to earlier, or what I was saying earlier, is that the GCC has a 2.5 gig interface on it, and I really should upgrade to that. But I also should follow Tom Lawrence's idea and have storage be on its own VLAN. So really need to rethink everything right now because now I didn't intend to route storage. I definitely did not intend to route storage. Gosh, how would I fix that? All right. I am going to do one experiment real quick before I go. I am curious to see if chat. Well, so first of all, let's go back to the. Before we get ahead of ourselves, I want to see if. Since I used this to create the source, the thing I'm using, I wonder if I can tell it. Oopsie. Copy. Notepad. update this GStreamer script to include buffer. So what did it set? Oh, you know what? About the white balance, I forgot to set it. I didn't actually set it to manual. I think that's probably what you're seeing. Unless it was, you're talking about that screen sharing changing. If that's the case, I don't know. But the router, I can't imagine the router's having a problem. I mean, the router probably is freaking out because the router CPU usage is at 23% and the memory usage is at 34%. Yeah, no, I never set the white balance earlier. That was on my bad. All right, so now I'm curious if I want to use this, try this script. What's different about it? Qmax size. All right. Um, all right. Where does that script start? Okay. That's interesting. There adds. Okay. So let's try this. Sync or copy, paste. All right. So I'm going to restart again. So now we're running. Now we're back up and running with the script. So now there's in theory a buffer. Curious what it looks like, sounds like. Um, any thoughts? I actually thought about one of the things I wanted to do by doing this without a GUI is that this VM now takes less resources because there's no GUI involved. The other FFmpeg actually had a full GUI, um, with it. It's still choppy. Okay, well maybe GStreamer is not as good as FFmpeg. I don't know. Um, I can stop and start it. Yeah. All right. How about now? Should be back. I think I actually did compile FFmpeg live the one time. I think we did that on stream. It's still the same, huh? All right. Well, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to fix that. Shit. Um. All right. What am I doing? Okay. Hold on a second. I'm just checking something. Q max size buffers equals 0. You would think you would have bigger than that, but I don't know. Okay. Anyway, what I'm going to do is let's just see if my backup actually came back. So Windows 11, does it start? The hardware specs suck right now. I also gave my old VM had more than this. IFFmpeg, I gave this a lot more resources. Q, just change Q2 to Q2. Like anywhere it says Q, is that what you're saying? In the interest of science. All right, now we're on Q2. Oh, Q2 has buffering support. The other thing I was going to try real quick is I'm going to shut the VM off and double the resources. That did nothing. Okay. So I'm going to shut this off and then I'll be back. All right, am I back? All right. So now I have 16 CPUs, which is more along the lines of what I had before. So I'm curious what it sounds like. Still, really? Oh my God. That makes no sense. It might be. Sorry, that was to Joe's comment that maybe the deck link isn't as good with GStreamer. I don't know. I mean, I'll admit Nils was the one who said I should try it, and I started researching it, and it looked interesting. So, um, but yes, let's do Windows. Well, that's promising. So I was able to save. I was able to save my Windows VM. I just couldn't migrate it. That's interesting. It definitely realized it got changed to a different machine. No, I'm not blaming you, Nils. I actually, um, see, look, it works. Um, it seemed promising, and maybe I just need to look into it some more. Um, because I mean, I honestly didn't like the idea of, I honestly didn't like the idea of having to rebuild, or I should say, recompile um, everything every time, So, but now we can come in here, we can blow this one away. Whoop, gone. Oh, see, it's doing the backup again. I told it to. Where the hell is the backup? Where is the backup schedule? Because I did not. I thought I got rid of that. I'm about to figure this out again. I don't know what the freaking schedule is. Anyway, I'm gonna call it quits. I'm starting to lose my mind here. This should not be running on I thought I deleted the schedule. Where are the schedules? Aren't they in here? Oh boy. Anyway, thank you guys for putting up with the audio issues. I will do some more research, figure it out. Maybe I'll recompile FFmpeg. I don't know, because I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, that was working for a long time without issues on the same hardware, on the same everything. We are also no, it was even worked. Yeah, it worked on Proxmox, so it's not even a software issue. It's literally the same hardware, the same software that was working previously on. The only thing different is it's Debian 13 versus Debian 11, and it's GStreamer versus FFmpeg. So chances are it is a GStreamer deck link issue. Maybe there's a bad codec in there. Maybe I need to remove something, or whatever. I'll do some digging, try some things out. We'll see what happens. Sorry we didn't get to create the cluster tonight, but that's a thing that we'll have to do next week. And then I need to see if I can upgrade the router to be 2.5 gig to the switch instead of 1 gig, and I need to figure out how to unroute my storage, which that shouldn't be a huge issue. I just got to change the subnet that the Proxmox servers are sitting on, which will be easy. But I still would want to have a separate storage network, and I'm not sure how to do that. So have a lot to look into. hopefully you found this entertaining. You got most of you seem to stay. At least 3 of you are here. 4 of you are here still. So I appreciate that. How many are actually here? Let me open up my window again and see. Go live. I'm going for 2 hours. Holy crap, it's been 2 hours. There are 6 of you still here, so thank you all. Thank you all for being here and sitting for the whole 2 hours. I appreciate it. You all have a good night. See you next week.